If you've ever tried to fix an electronic device that works fine, then suddenly quits, then works again later for no obvious reason, this little can might be the key to finding the problem. Today, we're talking about freeze spray. What it is, what it's used for, and how you can use it safely to track down tricky electronic faults. If you work on radios, TVs, amps, power supplies, or vintage electronics, this stuff can save you hours of guessing. What is freeze spray? Freeze spray is exactly what it sounds like. It's a pressurized aerosol that rapidly cools whatever you spray it on, often down to -40 degrees Fahrenheit or colder. In electronics, freeze spray is mainly used for troubleshooting. Many electronic problems are temperature-related. Cracked solder joints, failing semiconductors, weak capacitors, intermittent connections. When a part heats up, it may stop working. When it cools down, it may start working again. Freeze spray lets you force the temperature change instantly, so you can see which component reacts. One important thing to understand: freeze spray is not a repair. It won't fix bad parts. It won't heal cracked solder joints. And it won't magically bring dead electronics back to life. What it does is help you identify the problem, so you know exactly what needs to be repaired or replaced. Think of freeze spray as a diagnostic tool, not a solution. Freeze spray is most useful when a device works for a few minutes, then fails. The problem comes and goes. Tapping or flexing the board affects operation. Heat makes the issue worse. For example, a radio that fades out after warming up, an amplifier that crackles when hot, a power supply that shuts down randomly. These are classic cases where freeze spray shines. Here's the basic idea. First, you power up device with the problem and let it reach the point that the problem appears. Once the fault is active, you spray small bursts of freeze spray on individual components, one at a time. You're watching for a reaction. Does the sound come back? Does the picture stabilize? Does the unit start working again? If cooling a specific part causes the problem to suddenly disappear, you've likely found the bad component or connection. Important tip: do not spray the entire board at once. That tells you nothing. You want to isolate the fault by spraying one transistor, one IC, one resistor or capacitor, one solder joint area. Slow, controlled testing is the key. From experience, these parts are common suspects: small signal transistors, voltage regulators, ICs with internal cracks, old electrolytic capacitors, cold or cracked solder joints. Sometimes, you'll spray a component and hear an instant pop or crackle in the audio. That's a big clue. Other times, the device will suddenly spring back to life. That reaction is your confirmation. Now let's talk safety, because freeze spray can cause damage if you're careless. Rule number 1. Never spray freeze spray on live high voltage sections unless you know exactly what you're doing. CRT TVs, tube equipment, and mains-powered circuits can be dangerous. Rule number 2. Avoid spraying plastics, rubber, or fragile components for long periods, they can crack. Rule number 3. Use short bursts. Don't hold the spray down. Rule number 4. Work in a well-ventilated area. These sprays are not meant to be inhaled. And finally, don't touch freshly frozen components with bare fingers. Yes, you can get a mild freeze burn. Once freeze spray points you to the problem area, the real work begins. That might mean reflowing a solder joint, replacing a transistor, swapping a capacitor, reseating a connector. After the repair, always test the device again without freeze spray to make sure the problem is truly gone. Freeze spray is one of those tools that doesn't get used every day. But when you need it, there's nothing else quite like it. If you work on electronics and don't have a can on your bench, I highly recommend picking one up. If this video helped you, give it a like. And if you enjoy fixing things, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.